Welcome to today's Insta Live. Today we're going to talk about postpartum support, the doula way. I'm going to be talking to Mary Suma of Mama Bliss. She is a doula in training, and her plan is to offer postpartum support to all the parents in need. So we're going to be talking to her about that and how she plans to give the support. So in the run up to this particular conversation, we had conducted a poll where we asked parents what kind of postpartum support they really felt they needed, whether it was knowledgeable emotional support, whether they wanted help with the breastfeeding, whether they felt they needed more support with nutrition. And overwhelmingly the response was that they needed knowledgeable emotional support. So I think that is a space where Suma, as a trained doula who would be able to hold space for postpartum parent in the very sensitive period, would actually be of great help. So let's wait for her to join in, and so that we can start the conversation. So waiting for Suma to join in now. So in another poll we conducted, we found that postpartum, a lot of the support that the birthing parent found was in their own family. It would always be the partner or the mother or the mother-in-law. Not so much, the healthcare professionals. So I think that is something we need to focus upon, because I know as a pediatrician I would actually be focusing more on the baby than on the mom, and I know the mother's caregivers also would possibly be focusing on what is happening to her physically, have her wounds healed, how she is faring in her postpartum journey. Possibly those are the factors that would actually be addressed when the need of the hour would actually be supporting their emotions and the anxiety and the mental stress that the new family is going through. So let's wait for Suma to join in, and I hope she does so right now. And in the poll we also found out that many mothers felt, parents felt that there was a need for some kind of a professional support group. Now I know that there is a group called the Doula Collector, where so let's find out from Suma if it is available to all mothers or it is to those who have. Hi! How nice to see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How wonderful to see you. I'm
Same.
good. Yeah, so nice of you to join here today, Suma.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So just talk a little about your professional journey, Suma. What have you done to date to be where you are at today?
A little interesting journey to say. I'm an accountant by profession, have about 17 years of corporate accounting experience, and then I took a sabbatical to take care of my daughter, or rather to be with my daughter. And that's when a lot of these things came into picture. And I've been involved with maternal health for almost about 5 to 6 years passively. And I got a chance to be involved actively in the last 1.5 years. And somehow I had this privilege of talking to pregnant women and new mothers, at least about 5 to 6 of them every day. And then that's when I thought I should brace myself up with some evidence-based knowledge to speak to them. And then came this course, Doula Collective's Birth Doula course, which was so interesting, and that it led me to Lamaze's childbirth educator course. And I'm a certified infant massage trainer. And
Very good.
in this journey, I mean, a lot of things came in, a lot of mentors who have mentored me, and now I'm doing Gauri Love's um, postpartum support and care course, which is very
Ah,
holistic. That's where
yeah.
I mean, it brings into the picture of herbalism and natural healing and mother roasting ceremonies and all this very interesting course. And that's why I thought I will offer postpartum support, because when I used to speak to the mothers, I always felt all that the mothers need, or me rather as a mother also. I've been in postpartum for the last 17 years, I can say. I just want to hear me out. And that's how this postpartum support thing came up. Even now,
Hmm.
when I kind of send my lactation cookies, I speak to mothers like what 40 minutes listening to them, just listening to them. And that's my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that really helps them a lot.
It really, really helps them.
Yeah. So just
All
starting
that
from the
they need,
basics.
yeah, all that
Sorry?
they need, doctor, is an emotional support and physical help. And if they
Yeah.
have these two, I think they'll have a very blissful postpartum. And somehow, infants with blissful mothers are very healthier, happier, their eating habits are better, and their overall development as such, we've seen a lot better. I
Correct.
hope you agree with me.
Yeah, of course I do agree. That's the whole truth.
Yeah.
So just starting from the basics, Suma, what exactly is a doula? So for any of our listeners who have no idea.
Yeah. A doula is a woman, a person who helps a mother, a pregnant woman, or during birth or postpartum, physically and emotionally. We will not do anything clinically with the mothers,
Okay.
but we
Okay.
are there to physically support them during childbirth, like be with them, support them with massages, be their emotional support. And that is what a postpartum doula also will roll on to.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the birth
Okay.
doulas actually do a couple of visits postpartum, and they kind of help
Okay.
them into their lactation, into
Yeah.
their emotional support if it's required. A birth
Okay.
debrief. At least
Yeah.
I have done several birth briefs for myself, and I've
Hmm.
healed myself a lot, and that's what we would
Hmm.
want to offer to the mothers, and that's what our courses, our mentors have taught us, which is like very useful.
Okay. All right. That's really interesting. So, as a postpartum doula, what is it that you offer that would be different from what is traditionally done? So, I know
Yeah.
in most Indian families, there is someone who will come in to support the mother physically with her bath or her massage. And
Mm.
then there's always the family, say the husband or the mother or the mother in law, to also support. So, what would you, as a postpartum doula, offer that would be very different from what is done traditionally?
Traditionally, what the japas are coming in with very limited time frame, and the knowledge is not evidence based. They come, of course, if you have to learn new knowledge, you have to read old books. So even we roll out or learn from them. I don't say no, but then not everything is applicable to all of them. Like the way they do a massage to a baby and then immediately follow with a bath for a mother and the baby, and they run because they have time constraints. Or even for that matter, our own family, they really don't see it in a different perspective. Like a massage need not follow a bath. They need not hurry a mother to have a bath because the baby is done with her bath and then you'll have to feed and put it. We see things very differently. We kind of want to be there, listen to them. Most often than not, mothers just want us to listen to them. They kind of want to tell their journey. I mean, if they've had an empowering birth, great. They already have that confidence in them to kind of, lead this relationship, lead a new relationship with the baby, and then handle the partner and the baby and all. But if they've not had, they just want us to listen to them. And that's what I would want to offer my mothers. Give a hearing here and heal them first. Listen to them and then see what they want to say and hold that space and context for them.
Okay. So what
And
you're saying
that
is
they
mainly,
wouldn't
yeah,
do the Japas wouldn't do it.
yeah, yeah. And I suppose even the family members would be so closely connected to whatever has happened to the mother that they would not be able to step back and give them that space for listening or hearing, which you would be able to do.
Yes.
So emotionally, yes, you would possibly be very different from the kind of support others would offer. Physically, what are the, what services do you offer postpartum?
So I have done soft launch of Mama Bliss. I don't want to do everything at one go. So initially what we are offering is we visit the mother, do a debrief, listen to her, and then train her. For me, it is more of making her independent and proving that she's capable of handling the baby and her motherhood well. So I would train her on baby bathing and swaddling, baby wearing, and then cook some nice nourished food, and also show her help how to do it for her freshly. Of course, the food goes out from my
Yeah.
kitchen, but then
Okay.
if she has a help, we will train them to do what she wants. And
Okay.
this will be tailor-made to her birth-specific conditions. Like some mothers may be hypertensive or diabetic. Not every mother can eat everything that people
Yeah.
are providing. And many
Yeah.
people come back to me and tell me that, they kind of have this night hunger pangs when they want to eat something. And that's when the nutrition bit also rolled on, and one after another it came out with. And eventually we will also handhold them towards weaning and introducing solid food and sexuality during breastfeeding and getting back to work.
Oh, okay. So it's very comprehensive support you're looking at.
Yeah, and
It's
I think
really
that
good.
kind of support is required because you don't really look up to anyone to kind of, learn
Mm,
from them.
correct. Correct. So all these are services that you offer in the support of the mother. What is
Yeah.
it that you would be doing for the baby?
I'm a infant massage trainer, so of course I'm there to train the mother to do the infant massage. And bathing, of course, for the baby. And swaddling is for the baby. And as the baby grows, when the baby is weaned and kind of, moves on to solid food, definitely I would want to offer something that is nourished for the baby.
Okay. Okay. So you'd give them some guidance about what
Yes.
foods to offer and
What food
how
for.
and when. All right.
But I
Okay.
wouldn't be doing what a lactation counselor would be doing or what a pediatrician would be doing. No, I'm not going to do any of those things. But I will definitely direct them to the right person when it is not in my ambit of service.
Okay. That's nice. So, talk a little about your lactation cookies.
Lactation cookies. I went to see one of the mothers, and then she was telling me that she has this night hunger pangs. So the next time that I went, I baked some cookies and went. I'm a baker myself. The
I
sabbatical
know.
time, yeah,
And you
the
bake so beautifully. Yeah.
thank you so much. The sabbatical time kind of gave me a lot of time to venture into several things, and I actually got into alternate baking, not the baking that generally people would do. All my things
Okay.
are like, very different. I don't use maida, and then I always see if we can use some other flour that is low in calorie and high in
Okay.
nutrition values. So
Okay.
these kind of trials and errors that I've done. So I baked these cookies and went, and she felt really nice because she wants to eat something during the night.
Yeah.
And then I did a lot of research on what traditionally is given to mothers across the nation in different cultures.
Yeah.
And then before I could even put something on Instagram, I want to try for how many days it will stay good, what goes into it. Each of the items I kind of get back to the nutritionist or the lactation counselors and ask them how it works because I thought fenugreek is good because I was given fenugreek. And then someone came back and told me, no, not for all the mothers, fenugreek is good. If they are having thyroid, then it kind of has a drastic effect on lactation. So these kind of things, every ingredient that goes into my food, I kind of research it back, and then after that is when I roll out. So next
Oh,
we are going to
okay.
come up with lactation ice creams. So this ice
Oh,
cream is made out of oats, and then it
huh.
has three different herbs that aids lactation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
but
what?
it is not a shatavari.
Oh,
I'll let you know. I mean, I'll put the post on Instagram.
yeah.
And it is
Yeah.
not only for lactation. I mean, everybody can have it because somebody was asking me, can the fathers have? It has got nothing hormonal. It's all
Okay.
natural food. And it only
Yeah.
energizes you, stabilizes you, and stamina increases. So you all of them can eat it.
Oh, that sounds so interesting. And, I would love to try it also. So, when we conducted this poll in the lead up to this conversation, a lot of the mothers said that they needed someone who comes from a space of knowledge for their emotional support. They felt that they had some physical issues postpartum, mainly related to breastfeeding or, say, episiotomy or scar pain or lack of sleep or maybe loss of hair. But the main need seemed to be mental support because they felt they had a lot of anxiety, a lot of tensions, depression, frustration, and they felt there was some advice offered by, say, their mother or mother-in-law, which was, didn't have any scientific basis at all. Then we also asked in the poll who supported them in this postpartum journey, and most of the answers were family. It was either the partner or the mother or the mother-in-law, or they said they found friends. For breastfeeding, of course, they found that great support group on Facebook, which is the breastfeeding support for Indian mothers. But they found, or rather, they said they did not know of any postpartum support group.
Yes.
And the felt need of the hour was someone who has been trained in, meeting their needs of whatever the lacunae they face mentally from a space of, knowledge, and who can help them to heal and come through this process. So I think this felt need of the hour is what your services that you offer are actually going to fulfill. So I think you come in at a great time, Suma. So
Humbled
not
doctor.
only, yeah, really. And also I wanted to ask you, I know the Doula Collector, of which you are a part, they do offer postpartum support. They do
Yes.
have like
They have
groups
a
where the
support
mothers can
group.
come in. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Online
So,
meet on Thursdays.
yeah. So is that open only to doulas and the clients they have worked with, or is it open to other mothers?
I don't have an answer right now, but then I can get
Hmm.
back to you and maybe you can
Yeah,
post to
yeah.
all the viewers.
Yeah, yeah.
I will check. I don't know if Neha has joined. Maybe if she's joined, she can answer us upfront.
Okay. Okay.
Or I think Mitra has joined. She can also answer us upfront. I don't have an
Yeah.
answer as yet.
Because that would be really ideal
Yes.
if there's a group of women who are, so wise in the ways of birth,
Yeah.
and, they can all come in together and give, say, a collective reply or collective support. What you do individually as a postpartum doula would be further strengthened by the group. That is what
Yes,
my thought was. So I think that is something we need to clarify about the doula
yes, doctor.
collective.
I think people can join in. I mean, if we refer people who wants to join in the group, they'll send the link and they can join in the meet. That's how it
Oh,
works. But I'll get back
okay.
to you about this.
All right. Okay. And what is the course you're doing with Gauri Law? I've
Gauri
attended
Lou,
one session of hers on traditional birth practices and how it is losing its charm now, or something like
okay.
that to that
Oh,
effect, and it was very interesting actually. So what is it you are doing now?
this is called the postpartum support and care for
Hmm.
mother. And then she tells how postpartum happens and how can you kind of enjoy your baby moon. And we
Hmm.
as a support person, how can we come into your lives, heal you in term, I mean, her healing is very, very nice. She says you can heal your breast, you can heal your pelvic with a lot of meditations. I've not gone till there. And then she also has this mother roasting ceremony and
Okay.
which is like, you actually elevate the mother to feel relaxed and you appreciate her effort to carry the baby in the womb and her effort
Hmm.
to actually bring it out. And each part of it is kind of, venerated and you tie it. A very nice kind of a ritual. It
Hmm.
the mother roasting ritual as such induces heat and warmth in the mother's body in terms of having a lot of herbal teas and then having aromatherapy done during that massage and bath. And then you have this group who sits together and listens to a birth story. And then you close it with bone closing ceremony, which is like tying up each part of the mother with some with grains in a potli kind of a thing, held together from an underneath cloth and tied it up as you pray towards all these openings of the body. And then finally you close it, and that's done at the end of the postpartum. He also says you can do it within 2 years of birth to heal yourself.
Oh, okay. That sounds so interesting actually.
Very interesting. In fact, it's not a
Yeah.
luxury, I think. After doing the course, I felt it was a need.
Yeah. I think the part of that roasting which would really work is where you sit as a group and listen to her. I
Yes.
think, like you kept saying, the debriefing, I think that is where it happens and that is where it helps her mother to heal.
Yeah.
That is really so interesting. Do you think it is part of what we have been doing in India traditionally? Some of it, like the heat-inducing foods,
Yes,
the traditional massage and bath. Many of that, seems to
it's
be
done.
part of what you have described.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
part of what we do. Like what I told you, if you have to gain new knowledge, you have to read old books. So everything
correct.
is part of something that we have done traditionally, but then the only thing is not everything is applicable to all of them at all times.
Yeah.
So we kind of
Hmm.
tailor make to each mother seeing their uh, pregnancy reports or whatever, and then cater to that particular need.
Correct.
And
Exactly.
not
So,
infuse our ideas on the mother and say this is the best for you.
So you're kind of borrowing from our tradition, but looking at it from, say, a scientific and evidence-based lens. So the best possible application for the mother, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have a daughter, Suma. Looking
Yes.
back at your own postpartum with this knowledge that you have, was there something that you would have done differently? What would have helped you to have healed? Is there something you'd like to share?
To tell you honestly, even today I was very emotional because today I'm in a position to help mothers. But then when it was my postpartum, of course, my family did everything that they thought was right for me, but that was not what I required because
Exactly.
they already had the judgment that I didn't have enough milk. And they started giving cow's milk to my baby, and I had no say. I had no confidence because I had no knowledge of it. Uh, so a lot of things happen, like anybody and everybody would come and squeeze my breast and say she has no milk, and I wouldn't even know that I'm hypothyroid. I have hypothyroidism, and the fenugreek that they're giving is not working for me. It's working against me. I thought everything that's given to me is for my own good, but at the end of it, today when I look back, I feel maybe I should have had a voice. I didn't have a
Mm.
voice at that time. And today, if you equip mothers to have that voice, they have the confidence. And if you support mothers, I think they will rear good children in the society.
Exactly. So we've just had a comment by Sangavi who's saying that she has a 45-day-old baby and was looking for postpartum support. So Sangavi, you know where to look now. Mary Suma is here with Mama Bliss. And I know anything that she does, she's going to do wholeheartedly with, all the goodness in her heart. I know her as a person and I know she's fantastic. And I know she's going to be an equally good postpartum doula.
Thank you.
So parents to be, you know where to contact Suma. So please get in touch with her so
Yeah,
that, this very rocky part, the initial part of postpartum journey, you can make it as pleasant as possible.
yeah.
So I think I've reached the end of my questions. Suma, is there anything else you want to say or to add?
Not really. I mean, if anybody is looking for postpartum support, then I would tell them that at least one sitting, let them have it before that birth, because that
Yeah.
kind of gives a perspective to understand what I'm doing and what they're expecting and how to meet the expectations on both the ends. I'm also a birth doula, so I can kind of support them through their birth and be there after that. Maybe within the first week, we can kind of have one visit, teach them, see if they have any like feeding issues or anything of that sort. And then after that, we will kind of cater to them on need basis. Like some
Yeah.
people will only choose certain factors of my services, and then I'm happy to do that as well. And I am not doing anything online. I'm physically going there and meeting them because that's what I believe in.
Okay. That sounds really wonderful and wishing you all the best with your
Thank
journey,
you,
Suma.
doctor. Thank you so
And I
much for the
hope a
opportunity.
lot of parents come and benefit from your knowledge and your wisdom.
Thank
All
you
the
so
best,
much.
Suma. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for being
doctor.
here. Thank you, everyone, for joining in.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.